Here are some fun ESL activities to practice speaking for adults. Number one is a small talk game. So I make a grid on a piece of paper, 5x5, and then I put a bunch of topics in it that are suitable for small talk. For example, weather, the local sports team, TV shows, weekend plans, vacation, etc., etc. I put students into pairs, and then one pair plays against another pair. So the first pair has to choose a square, so for example, the weather. And then the other team is the timer, so they set on their phones 1 minute. And that team that chose the weather has to talk about the weather for 1 minute without stopping. I'll usually allow maybe like a 2-second break, so the other team can go 1, 2. Sorry, I stuck up my little finger. So they'll go like 1, 2. If they can talk for the whole minute without stopping, they get to put a little X or whatever. The other team can go, they can choose the local sports team, they talk for a minute and they put a little circle. Whoever gets 3 in a row first is the winner. The second way to practice speaking for adults is role plays. Role plays are so great for beginners because they really build confidence, and you can choose just about any topic. So for example, at the airport, ordering food at a restaurant, going to the doctor, etc., etc. The third way for adults to practice English speaking is 2 truths and a lie. This is such a nice game for students to get to know each other. So students write 2 things that are true and 1 thing that is a lie. And it can be just a very simple thing. They read it out to their little group of people, the people vote. However, I like to do it kind of just with another little add-on. So one person sits at the front of the class, they say their 3 statements. I'll put them on the board, 1, 2, and 3, just kind of some little notes so people can remember. And then I give the class 2 or 3 minutes to grill that person, asking a whole bunch of questions about those statements. At the end of that time, the whole class will vote on it. It's an individual vote. And then I keep track of who is the best detective. And then the next person sits at the front of the class, and we continue on until everyone is done. You can do this everyone in one class, or you can do like maybe 1 or 2 people at the beginning of each class. Just as kind of like a nice warm-up. The next way to practice speaking for adults is debate. So choose a suitable debate topic in terms of level and in terms of age. Get students to kind of brainstorm some ideas, the pros, the cons, and then I get students to talk in small groups and kind of just present some of their ideas to the class, and then we'll have a more formal debate if students are at that level. All right, the next idea I have is 20 questions. So you can kind of adapt this to whatever level you want. If students are very advanced, I'll just do the regular 20 questions game. If they are more beginners, I'll set it to like a certain topic. So for example, animals. And then I will put it down to 10 questions. So you can kind of adapt it to whatever you want. Other things that are good for this are like maybe jobs or food or that kind of thing. All right, the 6th way for students to practice speaking is would you rather. So students can come up with their own would you rather questions. So would you rather go on a ski vacation or a beach vacation? Or you can come up with some questions related to the topic of the day. I put students into pairs and let them chat about it, and then I elicit some answers kind of together as a class. The 7th fun way for adults to practice English speaking is to teach something. So students do a little presentation about something that they know how to do really well. So for example, maybe they are really good at cooking fried rice, or they know how to shoot a basketball, or they can draw something really well. So students have to do a little 2 or 3 minute presentation and teach their classmates about that thing that they know really well. All right, so those are my fun activities to get your students speaking in English. If you like these ideas, please be sure to check out my book, 39 No Prep, Low Prep ESL Speaking Activities for Adults. Catch you next time.